People. Man spits on ground outside of his home. DNA match later leads to his arrest in 1988. Stabbing murder of Boston woman. It says James Holman's DNA was matched to fingernail scrapings taken from Karen Taylor, as well as to a cigarette and sweatshirt found near her body by Bailey Richards, published September 21st, 2024. It says more than 3 decades after young man Karen Taylor was found stabbed to death, young mom, I'm sorry. More than 3 decades after young mom Karen Taylor was found stabbed to death in her Boston apartment, a man has been charged with murder. James Holman has been linked to Taylor's death after her body was discovered in 1988, as authorities found a check made out to him near her body. However, police had not been able to tie him to the case forensically until now, according to CBS News. After Holman, 65, spit on the sidewalk outside of his Boston home last year, authorities were able to link his DNA to the 36-year-old cold case, the outlets reported. So, think about this. So, they were probably watching him, right? They couldn't find nothing. So, it's a cold case, too. So, it's a cold case. Somebody is working a cold case. They're hanging out this guy's place. They're watching him. They see him spit on the sidewalk, and then they go and get, they sample it so that they can do a DNA test. That's crazy. You know, spitting on the sidewalk, get your ass caught the hell up. So it says, after Holman, 65, spit on the sidewalk outside of the Boston home last year, authorities were able to link his DNA to the 36-year-old cold case. That was reported. Investigators deemed Holman's DNA a match to DNA found underneath Taylor's fingernails at the time of her murder, as well as to a bloody sweatshirt and cigarette discovered near her body, officials told WCVB. With this new forensic evidence, Boston police arrested Holman, who has no criminal record, on Thursday, September 19th. His next hearing is scheduled for October 29th. According to CBS News, Holman attorney said he doubts his client's DNA could be tied to Taylor's murder after all this time. Suffolk County District Attorney Kevin Hayden, meanwhile, told the outlet that this is an example of superb investigative work by detectives and prosecutors using modern criminology science. But most of all, Hayden continued, it's an opportunity for Karen Taylor's loved ones to see someone answer for her death after so many years of unanswered questions. Boston Police and Suffolk County District Attorney's Office did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. Taylor was found dead on May 27, 1988 in her apartment in Boston, Roxbury neighborhood. She was 25 years old at the time. Her body was discovered after her mother called the apartment and Taylor's 3-year-old daughter answered the phone, stating that her mom was sleeping and she could not wake her up. Dang. So 3-year-old answered the phone? The Suffolk County District Attorney's Office said in a statement, the mother went to Taylor's apartment at 37 William Street in Roxbury, but was unable to get into the building, the statement continued. She went around the back of the building and crawled through the window of her daughter's first floor bedroom, where she discovered her daughter lying face down in a pool of blood. According to her autopsy, Taylor had been stabbed 15 times throughout her chest, head, and neck area. Dang. That's a crime of passion. That's it. Well, if you committed a murder, don't spit. They're going to use that. 10 years later. More than 10 years. That's messed up, man. It's good. It's good they got him. Somebody was hanging around his house, waiting for him to do something stupid, and he spit, and then they went and pulled it up. One question I would have is like, can they would have to have like some kind of video evidence, something to show for sure that was his spit on the sidewalk. Like, how do you connect that to him? You know what I mean? I witnessed him spit, and then I picked up the spit and used it for a DNA match. Like, I don't know. I guess the jury won't need to, think that way or whatever. But if I was sitting on the jury, I would be like, I mean, can y'all show a video of the guy spitting and the other guy coming and grabbing it or something? So how do we know it wasn't another person? Even though I'm sure that's not the case. I mean, like, how random would it be for a whole other person to have spit on the sidewalk and that person to be connected to this murder, given that they knew that this particular guy had already had some connections? They was investigating him. So they already had suspicions that he was connected. They just needed some evidence to connect him to it. But yeah, that's crazy. Okay. New York Post. Make sure I'm sharing.